This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And Wyoming Sports Talk Today is being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, the Greenway Commons. Open Monday through Sunday with Paisan cuisine that's out of this world. Top 10 ranked pizza in the nation by the Food Network. Joe's been at this for almost 5 decades here in Cheyenne. Family recipes, not corporate recipes. So enjoy delicious Italian cuisine always at Mondello's Pizzeria. First Tier Bank right across the street at 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Mondello's at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. First Tier Bank open Monday through Friday. And again, special CD rates going on right now with wonderful annual percentage yields. Talk with the fine folks today at First Tier Bank open Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard at the Auto Body Shop. Hey, if you want it back almost factory new, then you want the Lennox team to take care of it. They've been doing this for a quarter century, part of Lennox Enterprises, serving our area needs for over 25 years. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue, Cheyenne for over 50 years. Bruce and the crew, they have been taking care of all of our repairs that we need inside our home, or you can shop over at B&B for your new Frigidaire, your new Whirlpool, your new GE, your new Maytag appliance, and they will take it, put it in your kitchen, your laundry room, and matter of fact, they'll even remove the old products for you as well. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Medicare Pharmacy, for all your pharmaceutical needs, open Monday through Saturday right there in Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Shop inside, use the convenient drive-thru outside. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange, your home for that delicious mac and cheese, yes, and that will go perfect with any combo. Chicken sandwich, waffle fries, the waffle chips. Ray and Cindy invite you to their place over on not the corner of Windmill and Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards. 2 convenient drive-thrus or dine in. Matter of fact, you can dine breakfast, lunch, and dinner Monday through Saturday. Chick-fil-A of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank ×2, banking done the old-fashioned way, the high-technology way, everything in between. Looking for that remodel loan, looking for that auto loan, looking for that home refi loan. See Rick and the great staff today, Vanda High and at the corner of College and Pershing. Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way, AJ and Greg and the whole crew invite you to come on by, kick a few tires, take a test drive on the remaining 19s that are on the lot, as well as the new 2020s. And again, these Kias sell themselves. Saw a couple of those new Tellurides on the road. Man, they are looking good. Kia of Cheyenne, Nation Way, see my good friend AJ today. Taco John's of Cheyenne with their locations, well, right down the road. Delrange and Ridge, across the way, Pershing and Ridge. The new South Side location, hey, this is the prototype location with their kiosk ordering, the family atmosphere, plenty of room, and their new Bolder Better menu. You also can find them on KRAE Avenue and Yellowstone Road. Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway at Scoreboard Time. It's brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We'll go first to Nick.
Action tonight for LCCC Athletics. That would be LCCC Women's Volleyball as they'll be on the road in Torrington as they'll take on Eastern Wyoming College. That is a 7 o'clock start time tonight. Again, as it will be LCCC on the road against Eastern Wyoming College. NHL action for tonight. A few games on the slate. You will see the Boston Bruins at the TD Garden playing host of the Toronto Maple Leafs. San Jose Sharks will travel to Buffalo to see the Sabres. Florida Panthers at home. They will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins. New York Rangers in Madison Square Garden will play host to the Arizona Coyotes. Vancouver Canucks travel to Detroit to see the Red Wings. In Nashville, at least in Smashville, the Bridgestone Arena, Nashville Preds host the Anaheim Ducks. Minnesota Wild will take on the Edmonton Oilers. The LA Kings will travel up north to Winnipeg to see the Jets. In the United Center, it will be the Chicago Blackhawks playing host to the Vegas Golden Knights. And last but not least, the Calgary Flames. They will host the Washington Capitals. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up this Friday here on 1480 AM, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is how you can hear this contest. We will also video stream this contest on Periscope via Twitter and the 1480KRAE YouTube channel. 5 different ways to tune in for the final regular season contest in Class 4A between Cheyenne Central, as they'll play host to Cheyenne South over at Risky Field. 6 o'clock start time is when that game will be happening. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
All I have is Major League Baseball.
Wrong.
Wrong?
There's also to a start of another sport tonight, too.
The NBA is officially getting
There
underway.
you
They're
go.
all done with preseason. All right, well, let's go to Major League Baseball, the real sport, where the Astros will play host to the Nationals. That will be at Minute Maid. That will be Game 1 of this best-of-7 series. Games 1 and 2 will be at Minute Maid on tap for tonight. On the hill will be Garrett Cole. He'll be opposed by Max Scherzer. Now we go to the NBA for tonight. It is opening night. And only a couple of games on the schedule. With the Pelicans, and of course they're missing a very important piece to their puzzle.
He's out 6 to 8 weeks, Zion.
Yeah. Again, Mr. Injury Prone. He will miss this contest. The Raptors in Toronto at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto will entertain the New Orleans Pelicans, and the Los Angeles Lakers and the LA Clippers tonight will hook up prime time in Staples. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
Cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi!
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
Amazing.
that's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
That lazy and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Larry Peroetti, Nick Peroetti, head coach Vince Gibson of the LCCC men's soccer team. Coach, good to have you back on the program, and we want to talk, obviously, men's soccer, 12-3 to the point right now. Again, getting close to Region 9 tournament time, but we'll get into all of that in just a little bit. Just talk about with the change in weather right now, and again, too, ungodly winds and temperatures one day are nice, the next day are cool. Does that change your practice habits a little bit?
It can. We'll move indoors if the field is really bad. We'll have to move indoors, and that's a surface no one plays on, and it's shorter, and you can't have a full team in there, of course. But also on the flip side, it does play into our advantage. The wind, the weather, the elevation, all of it helps us out because most teams aren't used to that.
Now, when we talked to you early in the season, it was one of those where the freshmen, the sophomores needed to come together and work as one cohesive unit. You're to that point of the season right now where, it's not how you played back in August and September, but how are you playing here in October leading into November?
Most definitely. And we have come, I'd say, full circle on that. I was just talking to a few sophomores because sometimes sophomores kind of, hey, this is a long season. I'm ready to be done with this. And just talking to them last night, they said these freshmen, they don't have that mindset. These freshmen want to push, and it's been pushing us, and we're excited to finish this season strong.
And at least so far here, Region 9, where you're on a perfect 10-0. Again, non-conference losses, but again, 12-3 mark as you will host at least Central Community College out of Columbus, Nebraska in that Region 9 quarterfinal coming up this Saturday. Noon o'clock is the kickoff time there at LCCC, the soccer field. So, but just talk about at least, we talk about this team, but for the previous kind of seasons, it's kind of been a work in progress for you, at least Coach Gibson, where I do believe back in 2017, kind of a rough year for men's soccer. Last year, where again you were getting there, but the movement was positive, but you did win the Region 9, and then this season, 12-3, where you're kind of on the outside looking in the top 20 for at least the national polls. Again, you got to love what you're seeing right now in the men's soccer program of just how it's been a steady build in the positive direction.
It really has. 2017 set the stage for this, though, because we were looking deep, like, what do we need to do to make this a long-term? 2018 was our freshman class, so we're trying to build for what's happening. They did a remarkable thing and won the region title in 2018. Here we are, 2019. We knew we had some gunslingers, and they're firing the ball away. We have a good defense, or limiting shots, and this is a build that we're hoping that'll carry on as next year, too. So we kind of had a roadmap here, and so far it's coming to fruition.
Vince, as you look at your team, and I'm glad Nick brought up 2017, you don't want to have peaks and valleys as a head coach. And you've been in this business a long time, and what you like to do is similar to on the ladies' side. You want to reload. How does this help in the LCCC men's process of reloading as we look ahead towards 2020?
Right. So we already have a good, deep recruiting trail since 2017, so we're still following those leads, which will help out 2020. But it's kind of I don't even know how to explain it. That 2017 was just a wake-up call of how we need to do things, and going off to Jim Gardner a little bit, kind of step back, see how he's been successful, taking in a few more internationals, getting the best Wyoming kids. But this year has helped with that. So a lot of our kids that are wavering, am I going to go to Gillette? Am I going to go to NJC? Am I going to go to Otero? We're getting those kids because they're seeing the final product. Oh, you beat those guys. Well, maybe we'll come to you. So the Colorado, Wyoming guys, they're all looking at, that's not a hard decision now. We're going this route. So winning helps us out on that end as well.
Coach, I'm sorry, Nick, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but Coach, how tough is it when you're out recruiting? And again, like I said, you've been at this game a long time. You're going up against D1 schools. You're going up against D2 schools. You're going up against other JUCOs. How tough? I would think, especially on the soccer side, this has got to be a tough recruit for even just coming to LCCC.
It does, but we do a lot of good things to build connections. So Coach Jose Arenas, he's always doing the DU camp, Denver University camp. I'm doing the University of Wyoming. We're out there talking to all the high school coaches. We've been building that up for the past 12 years, and so we have a good connection. They know what type of kids we're looking for, who to send to our program, but they also see our faces all the time. I hear the D1 and D2 coaches, Jose and I'll pop up in Seattle, and they're like, wow, you're here. They'll see us in Las Vegas. I can't believe you're here. They'll see us in California. Wow, you guys are everywhere. So they see us doing the work, and they think that's, really neat. You guys have a serious program. We want to look into that, maybe send some guys to you that we can get back in the future.
Show that you're committed to travel and see them at firsthand, and where others may not, or, for the likes of the University of Wyoming, CSU, hey, they can't make it out to those at least practices. Hey, you are at least able to and have that option. But talk about your at least current batch of student athletes there for the men's soccer program, where, again, as I mentioned, 10-0, undefeated in Region 9, at least regular season play. You get ready for the Region 9 at least tournament. Again, as I mentioned, quarterfinals this Saturday here in town. We talk about, and we look at the previous contest with Western Wyoming Community College, where you won that contest 11-0, took care of business without a doubt. It's pretty much been a breeze throughout Region 9 with a few scares here and there and a few contests, but other than that, though, you got a confident bunch, at least, of student athletes there at LCCC, where how do you keep a focus or try to get away from that mentality of, hey, we cruise to Region 9, at least the regular season, but let's not slip up here in the tournament where when we lose, we're done. That's the end of the season.
They don't know they're that good. We remind them that every day. We have personal goals for each week, each team that we play. They're attainable goals if they do the right things, and that's something I've done differently in the past where we just showed up and played. Now we have goals that they're trying to achieve, and we made them achievable, not just we want to win this game. How many goals do we want to score? How much possession do we want to have? How many shots do we want to limit? And so that's really helped us out. They've been focused more on the goals than how good they are. And like I said, we remind them, you're not that good. We haven't been nationally ranked since August, and we've won our whole conference. 4 weeks in a row, we've received votes, and I tell them, you have something to prove because the country thinks you guys are bad.
Strength and weaknesses. And again, you're to the time of the year where you have to have it all meshed together. Let's talk about the strengths of this men's team, and then we'll go as opposed to the weakness that still needs to be cleaned up. What do you got?
Strength, definitely goal scoring. We had Noe Ortiz Pena. We were playing at CWC, and he scores a goal in 15 seconds. Not even that, 9 seconds. 9 seconds. That's a record. And then playing against Western Wyoming, we have another one scores in 45 seconds. I mean, these guys want to score. And I told them, before the game, I said, hey, this is not part of our goals, but I just want to let you know, you're coming up to the record of most goals scored at LCCC period as a team. And they're like, well, how many do we need? And I couldn't quite remember. So I said, I think it's 10. And they're like, okay. So this weekend they got 11. Well, then I go back and look at the record. They went past it. It was 63, and they're at 66 goals. So this team, they have a lot of firepower. On the flip side, too, the defending, we're not allowing a lot of shots. It's a good team defense. Our team defenders back there doing well. Our guys behind, the sticks are doing great, too. So I think we have strengths on both sides of the ball, but definitely a high-powered shooting team.
And then on the weakness side, that you are trying to shore up here before we get into this Region 9 play, a tournament.
And it's funny because us as a coaching staff, we were talking about the 2016 team that won the region title. And in October, we weren't really working on a lot of things. We were just refining. This year's group, we're always working on things. We're going back to things. And so I just say we don't have it down yet. We're still working on the attack. We're still working on team defending. But I kind of like that because it just sharpens our skills a little bit, and it's different than that 2016 team. But I would just say that we're never right where we want to be. We always have to focus and keep going and keep going and keep going. So I guess that would be our weakness if I could say anything.
Go ahead. I was going to ask you, Coach, as we get ready for the Region 9 tournament, and again, not to put the cart before the horse, so to speak, on the situation. Again, you got to focus on and get the victory against the Central Community College team out of Columbus, Nebraska. But explain to folks at least listening in who are not familiar with at least JUCO soccer, men's soccer, of how things work for the postseason. Again, you'll have at least a Region 9 quarterfinal here in town, but if you move on past the Central, at least community college team, in neutral site, and then if you are able to win the Region 9, at least take care of that tournament, then instead of on the women's side where they go straight to nationals, instead you got to take another stop before making that national tournament. But just kind of explain how this postseason works.
Yeah, so I'll step back just a little bit. So in our conference, we're Nebraska, Colorado, and Wyoming. We have 11 teams in the conference. The top 8 play, and the top 8 make it. The top 8 go to this tournament. They host the first round. The top 4 host the first round. So we're the number 1 seed, so we host the number 8 seed. So we could host Central Community College of Columbus, Nebraska, and so forth. So the 2nd seed, 3rd seed, 4th seed, they all host. Whoever wins after this weekend, they go to the semis and the finals in Denver, Colorado, next Saturday and Sunday. So semifinals will be at Metro State University, and it will be on Saturday. And then whoever wins that, the top 2 teams play in the final on Sunday. Whoever wins that gets to host the district championship game. And the district championship is we get to play the championship of Iowa. So whoever wins the Iowa district or their region comes over here and plays us for one game. Whoever wins that game gets to go to the national tournament.
Vince, I was wondering about scouting. You and Jose, and again, besides just throwing the ball at center circle and let's go for it, how much scouting is involved on these teams? Again, as you're taking on Columbus here, and you can't take anything for granted because now we get into this one and done type situation. Tell us a little bit what you do to prepare for these teams.
Yeah, there's a lot of scouting. Can't tell you all the tricks of the trade. Don't want to put that on the air, but we do watch a lot of film, our own film when we played them, other film of other teams that have played them, teams that we thought that shouldn't have beat them, why'd they beat them, and vice versa. But all of us are watching different things. Some of us are watching the defending, some of us are watching the attacking. And when we're watching our own film, where were our loopholes? How did we get on them a little bit quick? What was successful for us? So, yeah, we spend many hours, like right after Saturday's game. We already know who we're playing Sunday. We're watching film. We're watching film yesterday. We're watching film today. Watch film as a group. Watch film individually as coaches. I mean, it's just a lot of breaking down film.
And final thought for me, do appreciate that you came on by to chat with us today. What I wanted to know is when your sophomores eventually move on to the next level, whether it's a D1, D2, as you get them prepared through their 2 seasons at LCCC. Are they ready to step onto the field at that next level and perform at that same high caliber that you had them at LCCC?
Most definitely. Even in our 2017 year, which was not our best year, our goalkeepers playing professionally, in Las Vegas. But we've had one of our players that play at Gardner-Webb University, Division I school, and he came back to LCCC on the Christmas break, and I said, how was it? And he goes, man, your practices are way harder. He goes, you really trained us to go to that next level and play in there. I've had another player, just one other one to tell you about, Northwest Nazarene University. It's a D2 school. And he came back for a visit, too, and he says, they told me I need to slow down because I'm making them all look bad. I work too hard.
Vince, always a pleasure to talk to you. Thanks so much. Vince Gibson, head coach of the LCCC men's soccer program. We're going to take a time out. More of Wyoming Sports Talk today coming up after these words.
In your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Cheyenne's oldest coin dealer and supplier, the Coin Shop, is proud to serve the community since 1982. Trade or sell your gold, silver, and other precious metals. Visit with David and the knowledgeable staff for a fair and honest assessment of your valuables. Located at 510 West Lincoln Way. Call them today at 778-7196 to schedule your personal consultation.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call the Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 34 and winds out of the west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be partly sunny with a chance of snow showers throughout the day with highs around 42. And on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers with lows around 19.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Okay, it's great to see everybody, and a big win for the Cowboys on Saturday, celebrating homecoming. I want to say thanks for the fans that were there. I think we're on pace to do a great job with our season attendance. And we're in hopes with some good weather and a really good team coming in that we'll have another great crowd. I certainly appreciate our students. I think students add so much to the atmosphere of college football, and they've added an awful lot of atmosphere, so we're excited about that. Playing Nevada, the Wolfpack They're playing well. They ran into a tough game this last weekend against Utah State, who we think is a good game, but it's exciting. We're getting into the back end of our season now, and every one of these games is so important. There's conference implication, champions involved, and for us, just doing everything we can to win the next game. We did get through the game, I think, fairly healthy, but we're certainly, there's going to be some guys that may miss practice a little bit today, but we're in hopes to have some of those guys back. Some of the guys that I updated the depth chart with Tim. We will not have Alonzo Velasquez. I think he's going to go under some surgery, whether that's, a short-term, surgery or he'll miss the rest of the year. We'll find out a little bit more as we go. We are expecting Mario Amora back. We're hopeful to have him back in the defensive line, so that's certainly going to help. And I do think right now it may be looking a little bit doubtful with Ryan Galovich. Thought Tim Zaleski went in and punted well. But we'll know a little bit more of that as we go. So that's the update on injuries. We're certainly excited about playing at home again. So at this time, I'll open up to any questions anybody may have out there. It's something in his upper extremity, in his shoulder. I thought he really did an athletic play by securing the snap and getting the ball off, and then he got crushed. And we'll know a little bit more later on today. But it wasn't anything with his legs, but it has everything to do with his shoulder, certainly catching the football. So we'll know a little bit more about that as we go. Yes?
That is another team like New Mexico that gives up a lot of passing yards. The passing offense to step this week?
Well, I think it's important for us to kind of know who we are, dance with who brung us. However, we have been throwing the ball better in practice, and I think we threw the ball better in the game. Certainly, our completion percentage was better. To say that we're just going to flip the field and say we're going to drastically change and send a message out to Coach Norvell that I've been in touch with Mike Leach and we're going to be air raid within 1 week. I think that'd be an overstatement, but I think it's important for us to recognize we need to throw the ball better, and we're making strides that way.
Coach, kind of following up on that, you're so predicated on the play-action pass. Obviously, you got to get your ground game going, but how effective do you feel can your play-action be, given how you run the ball so far?
Well, some of it's going to be contingent. I think we think, as I've watched Nevada, they do a great job with their defensive front. They operate out of a three-man front, and they do a good job up front. And so, just because we like to run doesn't mean that we're just going to be able to go in and pound our chest and say we're going to impose our will on them. We need to run the ball well. But every defensive coordinator in the country knows if you're running the football well, it opens up the play-action pass. But all those play actions don't work so well if you can't run. And so we're not going to change drastically who we are. I think it's important to kind of know who we are. But certainly, as you go in and you look at opponents and they're looking at us, it's somewhat of a chess match. And you try to project, and then you get in the course of the game, then you make some adjustments.
Nevada's gone through a couple different quarterbacks.
Yeah, they have.
Malik Henry's the latest one. What do you see from them offensively?
Well, Malik is a guy, put up great numbers against San Jose. And San Jose's an emerging, improving football team. He's got a strong arm, and he's mobile. And I'm sure they're looking at, okay, does he give us the best chance to win? Coach Norvell is an old offensive guy. He was an offensive coordinator, so he's pretty in tune with offense and particularly quarterbacks. I don't know if they've announced who's going to play this week, but he's playing well, and he can throw the ball well. He's got a big arm. He was heavily recruited out of high school. I think he's from Los Angeles, and probably not too far from your neck of the woods, maybe, but he's got a lot of ability. And if he's our starter, we'll need to play well. Whoever they have back there, they changed a little bit with their quarterbacks, not drastically, but there is a tinge of change. We've poured through every tape when each of the guys played, but that's who played last week. Other questions? Davis.
Right, when you are seeing defenses like 7, 8, sometimes in some 9-minute boxes and still running the ball as effectively as you are, what goes into that? How are you guys continue to do that?
Well, a lot of it is maybe some past experience that that you have. Running the football is hard. It's hard work, and you hear everybody else talk about we want to run the football, we want to play tough football, we want to be physical, we want to run the football, and many times those are slogans by coaches that are put on T-shirts that really, when it comes time to watch the tape, they don't see it, and so. If you can do that, even though the guys deploy more guys up in the line of scrimmage, it imposes your will on an opponent. And when those chains move, as the question came up, the play action pass comes into play. It certainly is harder when more guys are allocated up there. But, my mentor, Coach Osborne, always believed in running the football. And you had to throw it. But if you could run, and no matter if they put 8 or 9 guys up there, and you found a way to get guys, because they still got to tackle, and safety still got to fit in the right place, and that's where X will pop or run. Somebody's in the wrong fit. It is hard to run the football. But however, we think Nevada's doing a good job. We can't be one-dimensional, though. We've got to be able to throw the football, but we're not going to abandon what we are, and we need to have our linemen be able to come off the ball, double team, have a fullback in the game. I mean, I think a fullback is a dying breed right now. At one time, that used to be a staple in everybody's offense, and we've got a couple fullbacks out there, and that makes a difference for us. Yes, go back in the back.
Coach, do you ever wonder what it'd be like to have Elijah Halliburton for all 4 years?
Yeah, you wonder when he played as a true freshman, going down on the kickoff team, and it's great that we've had Logan. He's been a real pleasant surprise. It was interesting. He played quite a bit last year. We played with 3 safeties quite a bit, but, the big headliners were Marcus and Andrew. And Elijah was out there and did some good things, but he had a real frank conversation with me. I bumped into him after a off-season conditioning drill, and he really went through what his expectations were of himself, and they were pretty high. And he set a high bar for his performance, and I can tell you his performance has matched his expectation. And he's been a joy to coach. He is always around the football, and he's very talented at what he does. And so how many more games we have with him as a senior, I'm personally going to enjoy every single one of them. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, we play nickel a whole lot more than we do base, and so he's played a lot of reps, and he's a converted corner, so he's got excellent corner cover skills. The challenge always is, can you take a guy who's a cover corner and have that translate into being a physical player? Because many times some of the things that we ask this nickel to do it's a slash linebacker position, and so have the hybrid position to be able to cover guys man-to-man, yet be physical enough to make tackles in space. He's done well. He's an emerging player, and he's learning how to play there. Yes?
You brought up on Saturday a little bit about Cooper and kind of shaky season he's had kicking.
Yep.
Are you seeing it as more of a mechanical thing, or is there a mental thing in that too right now?
Well, I think it's a combination of both. He's got – He constantly pours through his tape, and we videotape a lot of things. But I've said earlier that there's 3 elements on his extra points field goals, more so than the kickoffs have been excellent. However, it does come back to the place kicker, and so we're going to work hard this week. What is great about Cooper is he's got a really steady internal compass. It's not like he's out there stressing. And so, when we had to kick the field goal there to change the point total, there was no doubt in my mind, send him out there, he's going to get it done. And I don't know if you're a golf avid fan, but if you remember Greg Norman missing a couple of the putts, that's what goes through a guy's mind. And so I think he's got a really steady compass. We're going to work on that. He needs to perform better, though. Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the most he's had, and that's encouraging. I think that's the most he's had, and that's encouraging on his part. He's not his physical stature. While he's gotten stronger, he's not the 225, 230-pound tailback like Brian Hill. But he's toting the leather pretty doggone good, and the way he makes cuts certainly makes a difference. We're looking at spreading the ball around. The other tailbacks we have in there, we feel good about that they can come in. But there's no question that X adds a element to our running game that we don't normally have. And so 33 carries is probably a little bit much, but it's great that he was out there. He did miss, a couple carries, and I was screaming on the sideline, "Where's he at?" I thought his ankle was bad or whatever, and his contact was out. And I was like, "Giant contact?" At least put a patch over and let him run with one eye. But I thought he played well. Yes.
Cole Godbout, you mentioned Mario Moore back, but what have you seen in Cole's development, Coach, and how he's kind of plugged in that man rotation?
Pad level has been really good. Coach Caligus has done a great job mentoring him, bring him along. He's got good arm extension. He's got good strength. He's playing with really good technique. He's not getting knocked off the football, and he's securing his gap. He's been a pleasant surprise. I don't know if you remember Ravante Holt really going into the fall was our top defensive tackle. And so when you lose a bell cow like Ravante, you go, okay, you always hear this next man up mentality. That all sounds good as a mantra. Well, the next guy has got to come up, and he certainly has. Yes, Davis.
He had the fumble recovery, he had the fourth down stop. Seems like whenever he's in there, he's also another safety that's around the ball.
It tells me to play him more. I can tell you this, our confidence level is better with him. And he's been encouraged. And I talked to him about his play during fall camp because I'd noticed a difference. And, last year he was kind of in and out, didn't know, okay, is he really going to come on and be a contributor? And he came into fall camp, and he prepared well during fall camp, and it was showing, and now he had an opportunity. He's taking advantage of his opportunity. Yes.
Really, really important question. Josh Allen versus Carson Wentz this weekend. Who you got?
I have no comment. I'm pulling for both of them. Yeah. Yes.
So you mentioned after the game there's maybe a spot on the turf on the field that sometimes gets in the way where you got practice kicking. Is that something you have to deal with every season or fix?
No, it's a little bit of kickers are. I should have been more aware of it because we go out and we practice in the same spot. I know the maintenance crew is going to make some adjustments to it, and we're hopeful. That's one thing that's nice about having field turf. We'll see where it's at, today. But we can't put everything on. Okay, there's a dip in there. We gotta kick the ball. When you got an extra point, you got to kick it better. Yes.
You touched on Nevada's quarterback and the in front. Any more you can kind of expand on what you see with Nevada?
I think offensively they got some great weapons. They're wide receivers, are big-time players. They go up and get the football. They've made big plays. They've got a very capable running game. Their defense is, when we talk about their players beyond just being out there, they've got good explosion. There's a term we use, twitchy. I mean, they've got good quickness and explosion. They're a good football team, and we're a good football team. And so we're going to need to play well. We'll need to play better than what we played Saturday. They came up. They beat Purdue at the beginning of the year. They've had some good wins. I know this. We're excited about being at home. It's another big opportunity for us to take another step forward. Yes, Davis.
They use Malik and RPOs and a lot in the running game?
Yeah. Yeah. Here's what's always amazing to me. Now, I'm not going to be like Mike Leach and get off on a tangent here, but RPOs, okay? I would challenge if I got you guys up on the board and said, okay, is this an RPO or that? How many people could really identify an RPO? As I said on one meeting, I heard these commentators talk about all this, and I'm going, that is not an RPO. This is an RPO. And so sometimes I think some of the commentators that they have need to maybe go to Gruden's Football 101. I wouldn't say you guys would all pass, though. You're very capable. Very capable. Except, no, you're not. You're out of your realm. But the good thing is I think you know it. Know thyself. Yes. Anything else?
How much more difficult, and you guys use the sun, how much more difficult has the RPO made to defend offenses?
It's huge. And I was an old defensive coordinator. I sat on the competition committee, and we had passed a rule. This is controversial. We had passed a rule making it illegal for offensive linemen to get 1 yard past on a pass. And so that went through the rules committee, went through the competition committee, and then where it got changed, I think I know, and I'm not at liberty to say here, but I went off on a tantrum at a meeting because coaches went through this and everybody did it, and I went off on a tantrum, and one of the guys raised a hand and told me I was one that overturned it. Now the genie's out of the bottle. We ain't getting it back. And I think the officials are doing a better job of saying, okay, when the ball is released, where is the lineman at? But it has changed what you do. I mean, it's just open. It's been an advantageous play for the offense because you're now defending two things. And, as you deploy your defensive guys, you've got to account for both. And that's a real challenge. It stresses the defense. It makes it more engaging for fans, but it has changed. That has changed the game. And I'm not saying to the same degree the forward pass did, but it changed the game. But the thing is, everybody knows it, and we have what we have.
Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
Wisdom, expertise, compassion, qualities that are the foundation of Cheyenne Urological, with Doctors Bryant, Everett, Gajewski, and their highly trained staff providing top quality treatment for prostate cancer, urinary tract infections, kidney stones, impotence, and incontinence. You can trust Cheyenne Urological to give you the highest quality urinary care. Now offering the latest in robotic surgery. Call Cheyenne Urological at 635-4131. That's 635-4131.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Do you want the peace of mind of a professionally installed security camera system? Then go with the name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. The experienced team at High West Digital Solutions will customize a video security system for you, helping you keep an eye on everything going on inside or outside your home or business. Go to hwds.com or call 307-245-4333. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 34 and winds out of the west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be partly sunny with a chance of snow showers throughout the day with highs around 42. And on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers with lows around 19.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Wyoming Sports Talk today. Thank you again to our special guests that have joined us thus far. We had Vince Gibson in studio, the LCCC men's soccer coach, as we get ready for Region 9 tournament action. And again, most recently, hearing the press conference from head coach Craig Bohl. Still to come, we will hear from Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls basketball team, Hoops. So we get a chance to chat with the newest head coach, who's been a part of the program for a long time. But
Quite
again,
some time. And familiar
now
with
the bench boss.
And again, familiar with the state of Wyoming as we looked at his background when it was official that he was hired on as the head coach. Again, a former, at least, Casper College product, a guy who at least spent some time head coaching at Rock Springs High School, also to Western Wyoming as well, too, out there Rock Springs. And again, at least part of the bench with University of Wyoming under head coach Joe Legursky. So again, guy who is familiar with the Cowboy State, very familiar with at least cowgirl basketball. So again, we'll talk about his first official season coming up as we get underway. At least November 1st, their first exhibition game as they will take on Adams State University over there in Laramie, Wyoming. So again, as we're getting close, here it is, a few weeks away before basketball season's underway for both University of Wyoming and also to LCCC.
Yes, as we will have men's and women's basketball forthcoming in the month of November. So we will be busy and at it once again.
And I think our first contest is here in town with the women of LCCC as they play host to Otero Junior College live at the Rack. I think that's November 12th, if I do remember correctly, is our first LCCC broadcast here on 1480 KRAE. So again, we're getting very close. Just a few weeks away.
We want to mention that, and again, on the social media side, and Nick had it posted, showing you the tickets to the.
And it's still posted. It's been at the top of the page.
Yeah, well, again, and you still have an opportunity to chime in and hopefully get registered for these tickets because we have, 5 pair that were
registered. And the terminology you are, just how about just enter to win? And
well,
again,
enter to win.
Whether it's like, commenting, or sharing that post, there's 3 ways to get your name entered into the Fishbowl of
Then I'm just
Awesomeness.
gonna let you take it over.
Yeah, you might as well, because again, what do you know about the social media sides? That again,
more than you think.
Yeah, again, where's your Twitter account? When did you set up that 1480 KRAE YouTube channel? Get out of here. Anyway,
I'm sure the next person I hire will know all how to do that as well.
I doubt it. Anyways, at least with the Wyoming Sports Talk Today Facebook page, again, the post is at least pinned at the top of that page, where again you still have 3 entries or at least 3 opportunities to enter your name into the Fishbowl of Awesomeness. Because again, we were giving away 3 pairs of tickets today and 2 more tomorrow on Wyoming Sports Talk Today. They do include a pair of tickets to go see the Cowboys versus Nevada this Saturday. All of them will come with a pair of goodies to go see our friends over at Chick-fil-A at the corner of Delrange and Windmill. And one lucky winner today, as I've determined it will be today, will win that Summit View parking lot pass to go over and see this contest again, where you don't even have to worry about parking at all over there in Laramie. So let's get right into it. Thank you all who have entered in. Again, don't be don't be upset if you didn't win today, because again, you still have opportunities, still chances tomorrow to win a pair of tickets. So first pair of tickets today, as I give a nice little shake to the Fishbowl of Awesomeness, will be one Joyce Andrews. Congratulations, you have won a pair of tickets and pair of goodies to go see our friends over at corner of Chick-fil-A, at least at the corner of Delrange and Windmill, again, Chick-fil-A. So congratulations, Joyce Andrews. You are winner number 1 today out of 3. Number 2 for another pair of tickets is going to go to one Ryan Raleigh. I do believe so on that. Ryan Hawley, actually, as I move my thumb really quickly. Ryan Hawley, congratulations. You're winner number 2. And winner number 3, don't give me that. Either way. Winner number 3, who also will get that parking lot pass, that Summit View parking lot pass included on this one, will be one Isaac Phippen. Isaac Phippen, congratulations. You are winner number 3 of the parking lot pass, the pair of tickets, and the pair of goodies. Go see our friends over at Chick-fil-A. So Joyce Andrews, Ryan Hawley, you've won pair of tickets and the pair of goodies. And Isaac Phippen, you have won the pair of tickets, pair of goodies, and the parking lot pass.
All right. So congratulations to our winners thus far. More tickets to give away tomorrow afternoon. 3:52 our time.
I got 3:53, so I guess you're incorrect on that one.
Well, now I just flipped to 3:53. I'm
a
few seconds behind.
Either way, as we heard
Go ahead. I'm going to let you just talk now. Go ahead.
I don't want to hear you anymore. So,
Fine.
again,
Fine.
you sit back there. But as we heard from Craig Bohl, Again, the contest coming up between the University of Wyoming and Nevada Wolfpack this Saturday. Get a chance for the Wyoming Cowboys to become bowl eligible with the 6th win as they sit 5-2 right now overall. Again, the magic number is 6. Going into this contest, I do believe, as I saw earlier, that Wyoming's favored again, double digits in this contest against the Nevada Wolfpack, if I'm correct.
Yes. Oh, I was just making sure I could speak now.
Oh, if you're going to pout like that,
No,
just
I'm not
get
gonna
out of
pout.
here then.
No. Really? Can I go home? See,
I'll end it too.
No, you got to talk to the
got better
basketball
things
coach.
to do.
You got to talk to the basketball coach. Last I saw 13.5, so I'm going to even get an update on that. But
Which still seems way too high.
I right now I'm taking the points.
I don't take Nevada lightly. As much as they've been blown out by Hawaii and
15 now the line is.
That's still way too high for this Cowboys team, without a doubt. This is another contest that I think will be close. Nevada is a team that can step up the offense, can match score for score if they really wanted to. They're going to have some difficulty against the Cowboy defense, but the extravagant line. So far, Cowboys, I think you even mentioned it, whether it was yesterday or at least previous or at least before we got on air, the Cowboys of all the favorite lines that they've had have hit on all but one. They've been well off the pace.
They're making money for Vegas this year because they're not covering spreads.
And that's why I just believe that Wyoming and Nevada should be a competitive game.
Well, here's the deal with Nevada. They're a Jekyll and Hyde team. They're good one week, and then they're lousy the next. So we don't know which Wolfpack team's going to come to town. We really don't. Could it be the team that beat Purdue? Could it be the team that got blown out by Hawaii? Don't know.
Yeah.
So this is not a game. This is not one of those games, an ambush game, so to speak, for the Cowboys. They should beat Nevada. I'm not sure if they're 15 points better than Nevada.
If anything, your ambush game would be later down the season with CSU because, again, due to the fact that it is a rivalry game and that CSU is going to be at that point well out of any bowl contention or at least doing anything special this season, where that's probably the only game that the Cowboys would have to worry about, so to speak, of going in possibly a little overconfident of, so the Rams team is pretty terrible this year. But outside of that, again, Nevada, I don't think it's a trap game, but I anticipate this to be just probably on pace of what we just saw this past weekend with New Mexico. Yeah, Cowboys should win this game, but will they blow out this Nevada team? I don't foresee it. I think it'd be give them about a 10-point advantage. Sure. I can easily see the Cowboys winning by 10 points.
As long as the Cowboys don't have a passing game.
A team that averages, well under 24 points a game at this point, and you take out the UNLV game.
But I'm just saying, the Cowboys, until they find a passing game, and they're going to tell you, hey, we're winning games, and Chambers and Valladay, they got great legs, and that's fine. That could carry you to victory. I'm not worried about that. But you're not going to win going away. Teams that you should...
Not against Nevada. Nevada's not that
team.
You
should clobber, like New Mexico, you didn't do. Teams like Nevada that you should beat by the spread.
You should beat, but you're not
going to.
You're not blowing them out of the water.
Not until you get. I mean, when you're averaging 111 yards per game passing, that's not going to get it done.
Well, again,
against the better teams.
Against better teams. Nevada, as we're seeing right now, is not one of the better teams in the Mountain West. So overall, right now, as where we're seeing, we look at the non-conference of Mountain West making some notoriety across the nation of getting Power 5 wins, whether it was, the 2 Pac-12 victories for Hawaii, UCLA victory for San Diego State, Arkansas on the road for San Jose, Mizzou for the Wyoming Cowboys. But as we kind of get the pieces all together and figure out what team is for real in the Mountain West, overall, especially with the BYU loss for Boise State, right now the Mountain West doesn't really look all that impressive. You are... Right now, your best teams are pretty much the 3 out of the Mountain Division: Air Force, Utah State, and Boise.
Yeah, and San Diego State.
Wyoming's on the fringe. Fresno, I have no idea right now.
No, they're just
Hawaii.
Fair.
Hawaii,
fair.
Yeah.
And again, San Diego State, you tip your cap to them on the West. Again, they finally got a defense this year. But their offense is kind of
Like I said, what you saw against the Aztecs is a similar situation to what we got in Laramie.
Yeah.
It's basically when, again, you're
But they
across
can
the
throw
line.
the football.
Yeah, they certainly can.
We can't. See, here's the deal. You got another team coming to Laramie that is weak against the pass in the Wolfpack. They give up 279 yards per game passing.
That doesn't mean squat.
It don't mean anything.
That's that.
Because we can't get the ball to the
say,
receivers.
That's that you throw right out the window easily with this Wyoming Cowboys team because, again, knowing that's in, you had that advantage, that tune-up game, so to speak, against New Mexico where you did not take advantage of that weak defense, at least that weak pass defense that the Lobos had. You're not doing it against Nevada. That's even it's not great, but it steps a little bit ahead of what New Mexico, what you just saw. So, again, is it something that we anticipate that Sean Chambers or whoever, or is the passing game going to be revitalized against the Wolfpack? No. It's not going to happen.
Well, and here's the deal, too. When you have the pro-style approach, as Coach Bohl has stated.
That is not even close to pro-style.
It's 2-1 in favor of the run.
Yeah.
This is more of an option type of team. You know, it's more of a run option team than an RPO, as he said. But, you know, you sit here and you look at Nevada, they average about 226 yards passing, so they're not afraid to pass the ball.
No, again, a Nevada team rushing. Tell me a Nevada team that has ever been afraid to throw the football. Again, go back even to, you know, when Colin Kaepernick was back, at least with the Wolfpack. Again, this is a program that is known to throw the ball, without a doubt.
Well, you know, and again, according to the matchup projector, the Cowboys are favored to win this thing.
I think they will. Yeah, but again, the line is the only issue I have where...
15 points I think is too much.
A little too high for this contest.
I think Nevada will be a little more competitive than New Mexico. When New Mexico lost by 10.
Oh, yeah, Nevada will give a fight in this contest. I don't think they'll roll over and die and look as pathetic as the Lobos would, but Nevada's going to be competitive. Don't anticipate that... I wouldn't read too much into the Hawaii contest of how badly beaten Nevada was, especially there in Reno. I wouldn't read into that at least too much in this, at least for this upcoming contest between the Cowboys and the Wolfpack. This might be a similar situation. You might have a repeat performance of what you saw this past Saturday, but
very vanilla.
Very vanilla, very boring, but Nevada might keep it even more intriguing and interesting in that fourth quarter. I really believe so.
Again, I'm not all that
swayed. I don't anticipate a 45-40, back and forth just offensive.
No, and I don't expect a 45-14 game either. I expect it to be, Wyoming Cowboy style, about a 28-20 score.
Again, could Nevada win this game on the road against Laramie? Where you look at the weather, it's looking like it's going to be a little bit clear, cold, not snow in the forecast as it was kind of. At least implemented.
Actually, the weekend is shaping up to be pretty nice. It's supposed to be like 60 here.
Well, there were thoughts of snow during that game, but now, again, with the weather being a little bit fair over there in Laramie, could Nevada, in theory, win this game?
No.
I could see it.
No.
I could see it.
I don't see
it. I really
it.
could.
I see Nevada scoring more points than New Mexico, but I don't see them winning the game. And again, like I said, we're looking at 65 here on Saturday. Locally and probably in Laramie it'll be about 60 for kickoff, so I think it's going to be pretty nice.
Which is miles of difference of where again a week ago there were at least possible snow showers, and it's kind of been pushed up to at least coming up tomorrow for at least this area. So at least for Nevada, it's something that you don't have to worry about, so to speak, of that cold going from Reno. Granted, they're used to that weather. They're used to snow as well. So, but other than that, though. This game, it does have that coin flip feeling as well of could either or win. I could see. I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked in Nevada.
I think the Cowboys get bowl eligible with a win here this weekend. I don't think they cover the spread. No. The passing game does not improve this weekend, even though they're going up against another, quote, poor secondary. We're going to take a timeout. Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk today on the way right here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local. It's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2 being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. 2 words. Taco Tuesday. All day today at all participating Taco John's of Cheyenne. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Great friends of ours, great sponsors. And again, too, we want to remind you the 19s must move. The 20s are arriving daily. And the lot is filled with the entire Kia family for you to take a test drive today. Key of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank. 2 banking locations for you. Eastsiders, catch them at the corner of College and Pershing. And, of course, the original location on Vandehei. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, Delrange, right across from Powers Field and Menards. 6 days a week, 3 squares, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 2 convenient drive-thrus. I encourage you to dine inside, and I also encourage you to start your day off with a hearty breakfast like they're scrambable. It's absolutely delicious. They do great things all the time. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange. Medicap Pharmacy, same location as always, next door to Texas Roadhouse. Medicap Pharmacy open Monday through Saturday. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue. As my GE, after 20 years, finally went kaput last night. Microwave. Bruce, I want to be down there. I'm going to see you again. And again, B&B Appliance and TV. They also repair, too. So, again, they service what they sell. Maytag, GE, Frigidaire, Whirlpool, and others. Check out the great selection that Bruce and the gang have for you today. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue, the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard. Talk about doing a great job on the detail side. It's not clean until it's Lennox clean. See them today. Call 634-6608 for more information. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday, offering some fantastic CD rates right now with great annual percentage yields. And Mondello's Pizzeria across the street, 1507 Stillwater Avenue. Sweet Dean and Greenway Commons, Paisan cuisine at its finest with family recipes. Yes, family Italian recipes from Joe and the crew. Their pizza ranked in the top 10 by the Food Network, folks. That tells you how delicious their pies are, always at Mondello's Pizzeria, open Monday through Sunday, Sundays noon until 8. And we get things underway at scoreboard time. It's brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
LCCC women's volleyball in action tonight on the road in Torrington, Wyoming, as they take on Eastern Wyoming College. As a 7 o'clock start time there in Torrington. Again, LCCC, who sits right now 7-21 overall. NHL action for tonight. Boston Bruins at home at TD Garden will take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Buffalo Sabres at home. They will host the San Jose Sharks. Florida Panthers, they will take on the Pittsburgh Penguins in Madison Square Garden. The New York Rangers will take on the Arizona Coyotes. Vancouver Canucks, they got to travel out to Detroit to see the Red Wings. Nashville Predators at the Bridgestone Arena will host the Anaheim Ducks. Minnesota Wild, they'll be at home. They will see the Edmonton Oilers. LA Kings, they got to travel up north to see the Winnipeg Jets. The Chicago Blackhawks at United Center will take on the Vegas Golden Knights coming up tonight. And the Calgary Flames, they will host the Washington Capitals. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight. And do want to remind folks, coming up here on 1480 KRAE, 101.1 FM, 1480KRAE.com is where you can hear this contest. Also, to video live streaming on Periscope via Twitter and the 1480 KRAE YouTube channel. It is the final regular season high school football game here on 1480 KRAE for the 2019 campaign, as we will see Cheyenne Central play host to Cheyenne South. 6 o'clock start time is for this contest on Friday. 5:20-ish pregame show here on 1480 KRAE.
Major League Baseball, the annual Fall Classic gets underway. The World Series tonight opens up with Game 1 in Houston at Minute Maid Park, as the Astros will entertain the Washington Nationals, making their first appearance as the Nationals. And it will be Garrett Cole on the hill for A.J. Hinch, and towing the rubber for Davey Martinez will be Max Scherzer. Good pitching matchup for Game 1. NBA kicks off tonight with a couple of games on the slate. The New Orleans Pelicans will be in Toronto to face the Raptors. Unfortunately, Zion is out 6 to 8 weeks for the Pelicans. This one had a marquee matchup. It doesn't now. It's going to be at the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. And the Lakers and the Clippers tonight will hook up at Staples. That will be the marquee game, 8:30 Mountain Time from Staples. The Clippers and the Lakers. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Alright, if you're a gamer, you know the world of gaming is full of amazing gear. Portable cannon.
Store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in Bow, Cheyenne, and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student-athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 34 and winds out of the west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be partly sunny with a chance of snow showers throughout the day with highs around 42. And on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers with lows around 19.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. It's hour number 2. We open up the hour. We're going to talk hoops, and we are going to talk with the new bench boss. But again, he's been with the Cowgirl program for quite a few years, and that is one Gerald Mattinson. Coach, good afternoon, and thanks for joining us.
You betcha. Good afternoon to you guys, and glad I could make it today.
All right, Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti. Coach, let's talk about getting ready for the upcoming season. You and the ladies, how the practice has been going and working within the system. What have you liked thus far?
Well, practices have been going day to day. Let's put it that way. You know, we're young. Some days we look like we can beat the world, and other days we look like the world can beat us. So, you know, we're playing hard. We're competing, and we got a lot of young people trying to figure out college basketball right now. But I'm happy overall. You know, we just got done. Matter of fact, I was watching some film as we came up with today's practice, and we had a real good practice today. And I think we're making progress each day, and that's what we wanted to do. So overall, we're pretty happy.
You have 3 seniors, and if I'm not mistaken, you've got 3 juniors and a pretty sophomore-heavy squad. So looking at the sophomores, I'm just going to talk about them real quick. Not so much a lot of playing time as freshmen. I was venturing to say you're going to lean on that sophomore class quite heavily this year?
You hit the nail right on the head. We're leaning on our sophomore class very heavily. You know, as you said, I'm gonna catch those seniors first, if you don't mind. We talked about, you said we have 3 seniors, and 2 of those seniors, not a lot of playing time. One did, obviously, in Taylor Russ, so not a lot of playing time at the senior class. The junior class basically consists of a player who's played for us but missed a year and a half with a knee injury in Shalali K-Pence, and then a couple of transfers who are trying to figure out the system, no different than the freshmen. So that leaves our sophomores. And so right now our sophomores are we're relying on heavily, and they're trying to step up and try to figure out what it takes to compete at this level right now also. And they're also finding out that when everybody, as we always say, everybody wants to play, and then when you start playing, a lot of them sometimes they don't understand the responsibility goes with it, but they're figuring it out and pretty happy with the progress.
You know, I'm glad you made the one comment about the transfers, and one that we saw calling LCCC basketball was Jay Johnson when she was at Casper Community College. Talk about that transition. Is it difficult, Coach, especially your freshman, sophomore year at one program and then coming to the D1 level at the University of Wyoming? Is that sometimes a difficult move, moving from a JUCO to a D1 program?
You know, it really is. A lot of people don't understand the jump in the I'm going to say just the intensity level that happens moving from the JUCO to the D1 level. There's a huge learning curve, and there's an intensity jump that happens. But Jay, we just had some individual meetings with all the players, and I told Jay, and I'm really pleased with her progress. She has she's playing tougher than I've seen her play. I mean, she's actually she's pushing people, she's shoving people. That was one of the things that we had talked about when I recruited her, that she needed to come in with an edge and play with an edge, and she's trying. And what we always believe in, or what I've always thought, and we thought that here for a long time, even when Joe was here, that if you can get a really one good year from a JUCO transfer, they have given you everything they can because of that adjustment. And if you can get 2, that's great. If you can get 1, then it was worth them coming in. So. But she's working hard, and, like I said, she's just another one. Right now, there's just so many open positions. It's just everybody's competing and trying to figure out where the minutes are for them.
Well, Coach, as you talk about how young your team is upcoming for this 2019-2020 campaign for the Wyoming Cowgirls, it'll get underway at least exhibition-wise with Adams State University coming to Laramie, Wyoming, November 1st, Friday, 6:30 is the tip-off time there at the AA. But looking at the non-conference, for a young team for the Wyoming Cowgirls, you got some big names on the non-conference side of things for the schedule. For instance, St. Mary's will be coming to Laramie November 10th, University of Colorado November 17th, as well in Laramie, University of Denver, where you'll play down in Denver. Also, a few other notables, one being Gonzaga, at least Lady Zags being up in Laramie as well, too. That's December 17th, and a rematch of last year's WNIT with the Lady Bears of the University of Northern Colorado. That's December 15th. So looking at this non-conference, Coach, it looks like kind of a little stacked, a little heavy, or at least for your Wyoming Cowgirls, they're going to get tested pretty early on before Mountain West play.
Why do you want to give me a headache right now? Why you want to give me that headache? Yeah, you're exactly right. We do. Our schedule is, I'm going to use the word challenging, and you named off a lot of them. And then as I was looking through our schedule just a little bit ago and figuring out some travel stuff, then we got to throw in going to South Dakota State and ending that trip up at North Dakota State. So schedules are what schedules are. It's like you said, we put it together. We're going to play it, and we're going to just try to get a little bit better each time we go out. And if I'm a fan, it's a great time to watch some great teams come into Laramie and and watch us develop. So we're excited about the schedule. As I say, you got to, I hate to say it, is to me, as long as we keep getting a little bit better and getting a little bit better and getting a little bit better, the games that are going to matter for us are those games that come down at the end of February and the first part of March. That's where we got to be at our best and have everybody. Then you're no longer sophomore and freshman. Then to me, you've gone through those wars. You've played against the top teams in the Gonzagas and the South Dakota States and those, and you should be able to apply it when it comes down to your tournament. So that's the way we're looking at that.
We're talking with Gerald Mattinson, who is the head coach at the University of Wyoming, the Cowgirls bench boss. Coach, you mentioned Taylor Rusk, and I want to delve into that real quick with Taylor. How important is she going to be? And I'll use the word quarterback on the court for you. How much of that coaching is she going to be able to spread along to the other players on the court while she's out there, absorbing her minutes?
I think with Taylor, what Taylor brings to our team is she kind of has become that calming factor for all the young players. Taylor's kind of a quiet leader where she just kind of goes out and does her thing, and she tells people things quietly on the side, and that's the way is what she's going to bring to us, is that just that calming factor that she's been through it all. She's seen it all. She's hit game winners. She's missed shots, in her career that could have won games. But she stays at that same, she's just unnerving about the way she goes about things. And I think that calming factor is going to be what helps our kids the most, is when things get a little rattled, they can look to her and she can tell them, hey, it's okay. And we're going to be fine, and then move on. So yeah, we're very excited about, what she's going to bring and what this year is going to bring for her. And, once again, we just had a meeting with her also and told her, this is her time, and she also has to change her game a little bit. She can no longer just kind of be the recipient sometimes of some drawing kicks, but she has to be a little more aggressive, and she's working on that and pleased with the progress that she's shown.
Coach, as we look at least last year, 2018, 2019, for the Mountain West standings, at least on the women's side of things, Boise State was the number one team headed into the Mountain West tournament. Right behind them, New Mexico, then the Wyoming Cowgirls and Fresno State. Those were basically the four top dog teams in the Mountain West. Heading into 2019, 2020, this campaign, Coach, obviously with the recruiting and who's returning who, a part of these Mountain West, at least teams, do we see familiar faces at that top four in the Mountain West, or could there be other teams that kind of crack in and give a run for the money for the Boise States of the world, New Mexico's, at least upcoming this season?
It's really interesting. I think our stuff's getting ready to come out preseason wise, and our league, there has been so many transfers during this off season. So many of the teams have picked up so many transfers. It's really hard to talk about, what somebody might be, but I really believe that I believe going in with who they have coming back and with the transfers they picked up, I think the top two teams are still Boise State and New Mexico. I think those are the teams you're going to have to beat, and then I think Colorado State will be much improved. I think Fresno will still be right up there. And then there's going to be a whole bunch of us on a given night what's going to happen. But I still think it's Boise and New Mexico right up there at the top two.
You are represented by a lot of international basketball players, and that's nothing new to the Cowgirl program. But, Croatia, Istanbul, Turkey, Italy, Spain, and the Czech Republic. Coach, what I was going to ask you, their style of basketball with those five countries I mentioned, is the style of basketball different in all of those countries?
Yeah, they all are a little bit different, but what we like about the international kids in general is that they kind of fit the motion concept that we like to run, where there's a lot of action, a lot of draw and kick basketball, and so they play a little bit more of that style, over there, and so they kind of come in and have a little bit better fit for our system, especially with shooting the three. So but all those countries a little bit different. Each one's a little bit different. Some are a little more defensive oriented, some aren't, but they all have the ability to read screens, come off screens, and get their feet set and shoot the three. So that's what we like.
And I also look at our kids from Wyoming that have been recruited by your staff to play basketball at the University of Wyoming. And I remember walking into the arena auditorium years ago when Benny Dees was the head coach and was asked to do the public address announcing there. And, I'm in awe of that building. And I'm looking at our kids from Wyoming. They get that opportunity to be a Cowgirl. Are they just as in awe as I was when they get a chance to get dribble the basketball on that floor?
I think they all are early, and right now they're just like I said. I think the initial awe has gone away. Definitely, it was there originally, but right now, we're in those dog days of practice where they probably seem like they're never going to get a chance to play. Seems like it's all practice, and then as a coach, we're going, we wish we could practice more, but I know on November the 1st when they get a run down that tunnel again, we always joke with them, especially the Wyoming kids, don't panic going down the tunnel and trip, because if one of you trip, everybody else is going down. So, they'll be excited again. I know I still, I have to be honest with you, when it's game day and you walk down the tunnel and you see our fans, because I think our fans are second to none. Our Cowgirl fans are the greatest. I mean, they travel, they come out, they travel from distance, and I know our players, whether they're in state or not, have to walk down that tunnel and just have goosebumps on them, because I still do. I mean, after 17 years, when I walk down that tunnel and see our fans, and then you go through the introductions, you can't help but be excited. So I know that they'll be excited, and like I said, I just hope not too excited that they don't trip going down that tunnel on the 1st. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we can't afford any injuries or anything like that to the Wyoming Cowgirls for 2019-2020. But, Coach, final question for me, and you kind of alluded to it, of talking about the Wyoming Cowgirls fan base, packing up that at least AA, the Dome of Doom over there in Laramie, Wyoming, where, for many seasons, fans have certainly showed their support for Wyoming Cowgirl basketball. That also, too, does tie hand in hand with the success of the program. But for this season, again, as we talk about how young this team is going to be, how battle-tested they're going to be out of the gates with some of the non-conference opponents, how crucial is it going to be to get this fan base out there, or for fans to come out, support the Wyoming Cowgirls, and essentially cheer them on to get those victories against these big, at least, non-conference opponents?
I think that's huge. Your point is well taken. I've talked to a lot of people, had a chance to get around the state, various events, and see people, and that's one of the things we talked about is, hey, you guys, we're going to need your support now as much as ever, just because of that factor, because our kids, we're getting better and better, and we will get better and better, but they have to feel that the fans haven't given up on them if there's a couple of tough losses or things aren't going well for them. And I don't think our fans will do that. I think everybody I've talked to, they're excited to watch our young team play, and they're excited to watch them grow. I mean, we've gone through this before. It's been a while. Like I said, I've been here long enough where we were talking, the staff and I were talking about 6 or 7 years ago. We started a couple of freshmen, just because you get caught sometimes in a rotation, and our fans still showed up. They were very supportive, and I think I think they're going to like what they see, and I think that they'll keep coming out. So, like I said, it's going to be big for our fans to come out and cheer these young Cowgirls on.
Coach, I know when you open up play, you're going to have a starting 5 on the floor, and young ladies are going to be getting some minutes. You're going to have a chance to, go down the bench a little bit. When do you finally settle on that starting 5? I'm assuming that most positions are up for grabs still.
Yeah, most positions are up for grabs. I think, I think probably, right now, tentatively, every day the staff comes up and, we talk about who did what today, and obviously we look at film and reevaluate and do some things. But I think here we're getting down. Anymore, it's not just your starting five. We're trying to figure out right now. We're talking a lot about maybe a rotation of 9. If we go 9 deep, what's our rotation of 9? What's our rotation of 10? If we go 10 deep, what's our rotation of 8? And then to me, the way I've always looked at it is, I know everybody wants to start, but it might not always be just about starting. It might be what gives us the most balanced attack when we do have to do the first round of subs or the first sub. We're probably old enough to remember John Havlicek. A lot of years didn't start, but was an all-star every year because he helped the Boston Celtics in a great rotation. And there's things like that we have to, as a staff and also as players, figure out and accept. And we look back just on our team in the last couple of years with Marta Gomez. Marta came off the bench for 2 years and was a 2-time, I believe, Mountain West player, sixth player of the year, and that was what helped our team in that rotation. And so, like you said, we're figuring out who probably not only could start, but what also might be the best rotation as you go around. That we're not lacking scoring and those kinds of things with certain rotations. So.
All right, Coach. Well, we want to thank you for joining us today on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We wish you all the best in the upcoming season, and we're looking forward to heading over to the Arena Auditorium and catch the Cowgirls in action this season.
Thank you guys for having me on. I appreciate it.
Coach Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls basketball team, November 1st. They flip it up, and they're ready to play some hoops. Again, it's a young squad, Nick. 3 seniors on the team. They got 3 juniors. One is a redshirt junior, but it's a sophomore-laden heavy class. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back after these words right here on 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Capital Lumber is number 1 in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy, and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC.
If you're looking for fun and style, then the new 2019 Kia Optima has what you need. And here at Kia of Cheyenne, we can help you own one. I'm AJ Miller, and the 2019 Kia Optima will reward your daily drive with comfort, performance, and advanced engineering. Kia Optima technology, your phone allows access to remote lock or unlock, climate control, 24-hour roadside assistance, and much more. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy.
Your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712. Your locally owned and operated radio stations, KYOY-FM and 1480 KRAE AM, are just that, local. Serving Cheyenne and Laramie County, where your advertising dollar stays local too. It doesn't end up in Colorado, Oklahoma, New Hampshire, or even New York. We conduct business here, we shop here, and we live here. And we support our entire community 24/7, 365. Just because it has a window dressing doesn't mean it isn't a facade. A reminder from KYOY and 1480 KRAE.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk today, and most recently we were on the phone with Gerald Mattinson, the head coach of the University of Wyoming Cowgirls. As again, Nick, you look at this year's roster again, 3 seniors, 3 juniors, one's a redshirt, a plethora of sophomores, and some freshmen. This is going to be a very, if you're going to come out of the box swinging, this preseason is pretty doggone good for the Cowgirls, and Coach Mattison's going to get a good idea of where his team really needs to work.
And again,
before Mountain
there's
West
a lot
play.
of various conferences that you kind of dink and dunk around for, at least non-conference for the Wyoming Cowgirls. Again, exhibition game against Adams State University. So again, obviously that's not going to mean anything towards the standings. But again, that's November 1st there in Laramie. But at least looking at this non-conference, a lot of these contests in the arena auditorium. So fortunate enough for the Wyoming Cowgirls, and also too for Cowgirl fans to see this team in action and support them, as Coach Mattinson did talk about. Of hey, we need your support. We need it at least big time this season to help these younger ones at least get accustomed to this, at least to the AA, to Division I basketball, and get them in that kind of swing of things. But first contest coming up will be November 6th, of Wednesday, at least 6:30 there in Laramie, Wyoming, as you'll see the RMAC representation of Colorado Christian University. You'll again after that contest still be at Laramie with St. Mary's College, so the West Coast Conference. That's November 10th. November 14th, you go down to Denver to see the Denver Lady Pioneers. How about this? University of Colorado, Lady Buffs. They travel up to Laramie. That is November 17th on a Sunday for that contest. So day after at least the state championship, at least contests here, at least in the state of Wyoming for high school. South Dakota State on the road at Brookings, South Dakota. That is November 23rd. 25th, the Monday, at North Dakota State in Fargo to take on the Lady Bison. Let's see, New Mexico Highlands University in Laramie, Wyoming. That is November 30th. They will have Mountain West play in between, at least non-conference. They will see, or at least they'll be down at the Air Force Academy December 4th against Air Force, at Albuquerque to see University of New Mexico. So again, the kind of wacky Mountain West 2 games before at least ending what is official non-conference. But after those 2 Mountain West games, December 12th, Mississippi Valley State comes to Laramie. University of Northern Colorado comes to Laramie in December 15th, and December 17th, Gonzaga comes to Laramie as well too. But how about this? 6 straight games there in the month of December, or at least for December, heading into January, heading into Mountain West play, where again you will see Mississippi Valley State, Northern Colorado, Gonzaga, also too Boise State, CSU, all coming to Laramie, Wyoming. Again, right there, at least at the tail end of December and early January. So plenty of opportunities for Cowgirl fans to get on out and support this team.
And again, for the Cowgirls to get healthy. Again, once you come off the road, it's always nice to have some home cooking, and then you start getting that feel of the arena auditorium again, and again, your best basketball starts to come out. I was very interested in what he mentioned about one Jay Johnson. And again, we saw her with Casper College, and I was really intrigued by how she, as a JUCO player, going from JUCO to D1, having a little bit of a struggle. And again, we all think of basketball players running up and down, shooting.
Well, again, we talk about even the transition from whether, again, for Jay, where she goes from Casper Natrona to over to Casper College, now down to Laramie, Wyoming with the University of Wyoming. It's even when we talk with our LCCC athletes on both men's and women's side, where that transition from high school to JUCO, it's a different world.
It's a night and day difference,
without a doubt. So again, it is stepping up that next level for Jia, and that opportunity for her to kind of represent, or at least be that representation of the state of Wyoming, of where she's done again successful as a Lady Philly with Natrona County, again successful as a Lady Thunderbird with Casper College, and now has a chance to kind of stamp it, at least amongst those at least former Wyoming Cowgirl greats that have gone through those, at least the AA and those halls out there, who've stamped their name of, whether it's from Cheyenne, Casper, throughout the state of Wyoming. She has that chance. And again, the contest that we got to see with her, with Casper College, she's not afraid to shoot the three.
No.
And when she's hot, she is extremely on fire from behind the arc.
And if I'm not mistaken, the markings are still the same on the AA floor as they are at Sweet Erickson Gymnasium or even out at the rack. So, yeah, again, you wish all of these young ladies well. And, again, there's about 4 or 5 Wyoming kids that are on the roster. So, and again, you really pull for them as well to play well.
As we've already had the men's poll where, again, the Cowboys, recapping that, Cowboys selected preseason polls to finish 10th out of 11 teams in the Mountain West, just above San Jose State. For the women, we have yet to receive those preseason polls, but again, knowing what we do know about this Cowgirls team, again, with Coach talking about and alluding to of where the transitional period is, again, as we move from legendary head coach Joe Legursky into new leadership with Gerald Mattinson right now for the Wyoming Cowgirls, again, how young this team is. Is it a team that could make it back to the WNIT? Yeah, it could. I think without a doubt, but again, without seeing these preseason polls, which are at least supposed to come out here very soon, Wyoming Cowgirls would not be surprising if they are selected probably middle of the road in the Mountain West Conference, that this team might have struggles to get some wins, at least throughout this year. Could it be a team that finishes above 500? I believe so. Without a doubt. But again, seeing this non-conference, seeing what's upcoming in the Mountain West for the Wyoming Cowgirls here this season, there's gonna be a few contests that they're gonna have struggles with. They're gonna need that Cowgirl fan base to cheer them on and help them get to that victory, whether it is against St. Mary's, Gonzaga, Colorado, UNC as well too. It's a team that's gonna get tested many times this year.
Yeah, and again, this is going to be the work-in-progress team by the time they get to Mountain West Conference play.
And again, as
they're going to get battle tested.
Well, and the funny thing is, Coach at least mentioned to it, we've heard it from Jason Ficco, we've heard it from Brian Ortmeyer over there at LCCC for men's and women's basketball with the Lady Golden Eagles and Golden Eagles. They all have that same theme, or at least they mention it many a time of, it's not how we play now, it's how we play down the stretch of February and March, heading into that Mountain West tournament to possibly get that NCAA bid or get some respect to head into the WNIT. Well, so, again, this is a team that, yes, it will be a work in progress throughout 2019 and 2020, but we'll see what this team is made of coming down that stretch of February and March, where I think, yes, they'll be competitive. And looking at least ahead of what, some of the opponents in February, again, you'll see the likes of the Boise States of the world, New Mexico, CSU, once again, Utah State, Air Force, Nevada. Coach kind of mentioned that New Mexico and Boise are going to be your top dogs once again in the Mountain West, so we'll see. But, it'd be very interesting to see where this team is at preseason, or at least in the non-conference ranks, to where they are in the thick of it in the Mountain West play.
And again, too, with the Cowgirl program, you're not going to see much change from Joe Legursky to Gerald Mattinson. No. I mean, this is going to be pretty much the same basketball philosophy. This is going to be a transitional type of team. They're not going to be
offense,
afraid.
defense might be a tweaked a slight, but it's nothing major.
And again, too, where last year they struggled a little bit beyond the arc, I think we're going to see a little more beyond the arc shooting from this Cowgirl team. So, again, you take this team right now at face value, and you say, wow, it's going to be a young team that's going to make a lot of mistakes. But again, you have a Taylor Rusk on the floor who is a quiet leader, as Coach Mattinson said, But
she's a player, again, nothing against Taylor Russ, but it's a player that you can't put the weight of the at least world on her shoulders.
No, but she's been through the wars. So
yeah, without a doubt, but she's going to need help. She's going to need help on that floor.
And she's going to probably speak up after a while.
Yeah, without a doubt. She will be that leader for the Wyoming Cowgirls, but again, it's something where would not rely to put the whole weight of the world on her shoulders. You can't do that to one Taylor Russ. She's going to need some assisting, some help out there on that at least on that court, which she will. Once this team kind of gels and meshes well together again with the vets that are part and some of the new at least faces there with the Wyoming Cowgirls, it's going to take time.
Yep.
And I think that's the theme for the Wyoming Cowgirls here, 2019-2020. This team, give it some time.
Well, and also
give it time to flourish and do something special when it matters, at least, again, so to speak, in coach's mind of, hey, February, March, heading into that postseason opportunities for the Wyoming Cowgirls.
But also, too, with the program itself, it's been a reload program.
Yeah.
It's had the success. So, again, as a Cowgirl fan, you're going out there already with high expectations.
Yeah.
And Coach Mattinson is going to put that squad on the floor, and he's going to let those girls know that hey, this is the way this program has been running. You need to continue that momentum.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we're going to see. We're going to see this team basically start out a little slow, and then all of a sudden it's going to shift gears, and each and every week it's going to get a little bit better.
And it's the reason why I said with this team, give it time. Give it time. It will. You build it, it will come. The victories will come for the Wyoming Cowgirls, but just give it time for everyone, all these pieces to mesh under new head coach Gerald Mattinson and his first year with the Wyoming Cowgirls. Again, a guy who is he's been a part of this team. He knows everything, every aspect of the AA of what Cowgirl basketball means to the at least fans here in the state of Wyoming. He knows all of that.
Yeah,
but. Like I said, I think the key theme right now for this team is it's going to take some time.
All right, we got to take a timeout, our last timeout, and we will be back with more right here on 1480 KRAE.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
B&B Appliance and TV has been your locally owned appliance store for 49 years. Not only do we offer several major brands, we also service what we sell. And we have the largest parts department in Laramie County. Next time you're in a big box store, just ask to see their parts and service department. Then come visit the appliance experts at B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue. Best brands, hometown service.
Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in Bow, Cheyenne, and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
For today, it'll be sunny with highs around 55 and winds out of the west at 20 to 25 miles per hour. For tonight, it'll be partly cloudy with lows around 34 and winds out of the west at 15 to 25 miles per hour. On Wednesday, it'll be partly sunny with a chance of snow showers throughout the day with highs around 42. And on Wednesday night, it'll be mostly cloudy with a slight chance of snow showers with lows around 19.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ball game. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We're back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Just a quick comment on last night's game, Monday Night Football. Yes, the Patriots 7-0, and again, do they have...
Quick comment, who cares? The Patriots destroyed the Jets.
They still have one of the best defense. Their offense could be what, again, with all the injuries they got going on, their defense is top-notch. They are...
Their defense has been top-notch against pretty pathetic teams.
Don't matter. Like you said, they're 7-0.
Again, your defense that... the only competitive game against New England, at least for the Patriots, and again, can make the argument for both undefeated teams where, again, Niners haven't really been tested. Their only test was probably the LA Rams being on the road. But, again, you look for the Patriots, their only true test was against the Buffalo Bills, where that was a very competitive game against Buffalo. Granted, that was it at New Era Field. Might be a different story when they go to Gillette Stadium there in Foxborough between those two down the line, but... Again, Patriots, that defense, that offense, again, it's, yes, you can say all that, but put a slight asterisk because it is something of, yes, you're taking care of business against the likes of the Jets, who are just pathetic. Jets they're on par with the Miami Dolphins just being one of the worst teams.
You're not going to get an argument out of me. Matter of fact, last night we were talking about it at home, and it's like... This is not even going to be a game. I mean, it was awful.
Yeah, there's no point. But outside of what happened last night.
Do the Patriots go 16-0?
Looking at their schedule, they might slip up. Maybe a Buffalo may get that. At least may get a win. Who knows?
Ravens?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe at Baltimore.
Something like that. I think out of the two undefeateds between the Niners and the New England Patriots, you look at more of the strength of schedules. I think 49ers have one of the, at least...
They have the weakest.
Yeah, one of the weakest schedules in the NFL. I would lean more to the 49ers could get it done than the New England Patriots. And also, too, that does segue into the 49ers, who, again, it does affect at least down south where trades have already been made, as we saw earlier with Jalen Ramsey from the at least Jags moving over to the LA Rams in that move. We have another move that benefits the 49ers more than it does the other team that released them. Well, again, we'll see what happens at the 2020 draft. But if you have not seen or heard, Denver Broncos have moved on Emmanuel Sanders as he has joined the 49ers. And the 49ers in return have sent the Broncos a 2020 third and fourth round pick for him.
And I think Sanders is more of a rental. I really do. I think he's going to be with them maybe this season and possibly the next.
Which is fine. Yeah. Again, at this point in time, it's just another weapon for one Jimmy G, where they are dealing with some slight injuries on the offense.
Well, and the receiving core, if I look at it right, 49 catches for 679 yards, and Marquise Goodwin only has 11 catches, so he's going to be a good complement to Marquise on the other side and to Kittle. So,
Kittle's definitely going to have bigger and bigger spotlights throughout this season as he continues to do what he has been doing for quite some time right now with the 49ers. But, yes, it does alleviate some pressure on Goodwin and also, too, with Kittle. Now you add Emmanuel Sanders, who does
he had 30 catches with the Broncos. And he's still relatively young. He's still only 32.
He still has issues catching some of those footballs where hey, come on, guy. You need a – you're a pro for a reason. You're a pro wide receiver for a reason. You need to catch some of these at least.
Well, but also, too, think about it, Nick. I mean, he wanted out. He requested the trade to John Elway. Not that he wasn't giving his best. And John Elway granted that trade.
And Elway right now has a little bit of egg on his face after comments, I do believe, about 10 or a week ago where in a interview, Elway did happen to mention that this was a team that was, at least this being the Denver Broncos, are committing to winning and that they were not going to entertain or at least put out on the table any trades, that they wanted to win with this core group with what they had at least on board with the Denver Broncos. So slight egg on the face with one John Elway of, basically saying, hey, we're committed to this team. We're going to stick with this team. Nothing's going to be moved.
I'm not even going to pick on Elway anymore. Yeah. He's right now in trouble.
Yeah.
Bottom line, and again, the 2 wins kind of took some of the pressure off the Broncos, but then they went back right into old habits, and they got beat up again. Kansas City, even without Mahomes after he got injured.
Yeah.
I mean, they still put a whooping on. Again, Joe Flacco.
He's clearly not the end-all, be-all. We knew that.
Yeah, and until Drew Lock gets off injured reserve.
Same with Keenum. It's the same with Paxton Lynch. It was the same with Osweiler. It was the same with
Simeon.
Simeon.
Right the now retired Brock Osweiler.
Yeah, Brock Osweiler, who, again, give credit to that guy who got paid for being mediocre as a quarterback. He got paid. He got his money, and he's laughing all the way to the bank in his retirement now.
The question is, the Broncos through their 7 games. And again, I don't know when Drew Lock is scheduled to come back, but the question is,
I think it was a couple of weeks still left.
So, I mean, how many more weeks do we have Flacco at the quarterback position? Again,
there's
told
no
mobility with this guy.
I told you this heading into the season of how long will Flacco last.
Because he's going to last until Drew Lock can come back and start.
Is that going to happen, or is it something that the Broncos are going to hold on to Drew Lock and say, no, you're not going out there with this team.
Well, when you're
we got to protect you.
You're 2-8. You need to revive something because
you're not reviving anything at this point. This team is not playoff bound. We know that. The Broncos are not going anywhere. At this point.
You're just going to let Flacco get punished every day?
You might as well, because again, your future franchise quarterback that you drafted and you have high hopes for is one Drew Lock. Why would you put him out to the Wolves, who, again, he already got injured earlier? Why run the risk of doing it again?
He's the future.
I think of where Buffalo had to, in emergency situations, had to toss out Josh Allen last year. I think the Broncos are going to try and avoid that this season. If push comes to shove, yeah, they'll probably put out Drew Lock out there for whatever reason. But I think the Broncos are going to be very careful with one Drew Lock to go, if we don't have to, we're not going to. Yeah. I think that's a smart thing to do with this up-and-coming, at least future promising franchise QB for the Broncos. Why put him out to the Wolves and run the risk of injuring him even further and delaying his career that much more because, we're not happy with you, Flacco.
Well,
we need to get one win here or there.
I tell you, Flacco's going to be getting killed pretty soon. I mean, 8 sacks against Kansas City. Look who they got coming up. They got the Colts
loss
at the Lucas Oil Dome. They'll host the Browns, and the Browns have been the biggest disappointment. And again,
I don't know what happened in that one.
Well, I know what's happened. OBJ. He's
I'm talking about the game.
I was going to say he's the Carmelo Anthony of football.
We already knew that.
But the Browns, that would probably be their coming out game, probably against the Broncos. Mm-hmm. Then they got to go to the Vikings.
You're not beating Minnesota.
And then again, the way Buffalo is playing, not so much just Josh Allen, but the way the Bills are at home.
Yeah, Buffalo is
in Orchard Park. You ain't got to win.
Again, Buffalo has a legitimate shot of at least having one loss. At least throughout kind of the early part of this season. Of looking at what they have upcoming, of how easy of at least esque of a schedule that they have, I think Buffalo would take care of business against the Denver Broncos, without a doubt.
And I'm talking here, again, when they play the Bills right before Thanksgiving, this team could be 2-9. Easy.
I think that was on par with my prediction, where you look at where it was beforehand and where it is now. Again, this is a team that I think, looking back on the USA Today preseason, at least predictions, had a total of, 4 wins, 4 or 5? They're on pace with that, clearly, and I think they will still hit that mark.
I mean, the 2 wins for the Broncos are against 2 turd teams.
Yeah.
The Chargers are awful.
Yeah,
they proved it this weekend. They're lousy.
Yeah, we now know Los Angeles is not a good outfit. They have worlds of problems.
And the Tennessee Titans?
They got worlds of problems, too.
They're no great shakes either.
Like I said, they're on par with the Cleveland Browns of just surprising dud teams of you had high hopes and you have not delivered, without a doubt, here in the NFL season. But yeah, again, the Broncos.
You might be about the 5th or 6th worst team in the NFL this year.
I think so with the Broncos because, again, you look at with Miami. Miami's the worst team.
And the Bungles.
Yeah.
The Bungles, they just can't win. That's their problem. Yeah,
they're competitive. They're competitive,
but they just can't.
They're
win.
a lot more competitive than what Miami shows.
Okay, so you got Miami, you got the Bungles. I am not sold on the Jets. I think the Jets are lousy.
No, yeah, the Jets are going to be terrible. You look out of the NFC East, Redskins.
They stink.
They're terrible. You might even toss in the Giants as well too. They're competitive. Again, Daniel Jones wants to be competitive, but they're not doing anything special. Out of the South, Atlanta.
Yeah, they're
Atlanta's terrible.
I won't even put not St. Louis, but Arizona. I will not put Arizona.
Yeah, Cardinals.
They've run off 3 in a row.
They're a scrappy bunch. I give them all the credit in the world. Where this is a team that should be just getting kicked aside by every NFL team, but they're a scrappy bunch.
So, like I said, the Broncos are not the worst team in the National Football League.
No.
They're just not good.
Yeah, this is a team we know is not making the postseason without a doubt. It's pretty much of where you're going to end up in the top 10 of NFL drafts, compared to the rest of the NFL, at least worse, where they, honestly, I think Miami has a legitimate shot at going 0-16. I think so.
And I think Washington could be that bad too.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not good.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways.
Even in the Soup Bowl as they got beat here.
The Mud Bowl.
Oh, that was a great game.
Anyways,
if you like mud. Anyway, we got to wrap things